Hello students, welcome back again. Now we will continue learning Geography chapter 9. In the first part of the video, we learned trade and types of trades. In the second part of this video, we continue to learn more about trade. So shall we start, students, to learn or to know more about trade? Balance of trade. The difference between the import and export value of a country in a specific period is called balance trade. Now let's understand this term. What do you mean by balance of trade? The balance of trade is used to help the economist to understand the strength of our country's economy in relation with the economy of the other countries. This is one of the advantage of understanding the balance of trade. Now, let's learn about the types of balance of trade. So, we'll find out what is the first type. The first type is unfavorable balance of trade. When the value of imports is more than the value of export, it is called unfavorable balance of trade. So let's understand this. In this unfavorable balance of trade, the value of imports is more than the value of exports. So this unfavorable balance of trade is also called as trade deficit. So you can also call this unfavorable balance of trade as trade deficit. So let's see the second type of trade. When the value of export is more than the value of import, it is called as favorable balance of trade. So now we'll understand what do you mean by favorable balance of trade. In favorable balance of trade, the value of export is more than the value of import. So, the favorable balance of trade is a positive situation. Countries export more goods and services than what is imported. It is an economic term that refers to the traders, or you can say refers as trade surplus. So in the unfavorable balance trade, it is trade deficiency, we already learned that. But in favorable balance, it is a trade surplus. So unfavorable balance of trade is trade deficit. Favorable balance of trade is trade surplus. Now the last type, when the value of export and import is almost the same, it is called balanced balance of trade. So let's understand this term now. Balanced trade is that the value of export and import is almost the same. Okay, balanced trade means what? The value of export and import is almost the same. So this balanced balance of trade is a condition in which an economy run on or a trade surplus. nor a trade deficit. So the economic runs neither in trade surplus nor in trade deficit. So it is called as balanced balance of trade. I hope students you have understood these three types. Is it very clear to you all what is unfavorable balance of trade, what is favorable balance of trade, and what is balanced balance of trade? Now let's move ahead to understand more of trade. International Trade Organization, ITO. The abbreviation follows as ITO. Carrying out trade at an international level is a more complex process than domestic trade. Trade takes place between two or more nations. Factors that influence the trade: the economy of the country, government policies, markets, law, judiciary system, currency, language. So these are the factors that influence the trade. Now let's understand the concept more clearly. ITO was a proposed name for international organizations for regulations of trade. Carrying of trade at an international level is more complex process than domestic trade. As you have learnt earlier that domestic trade or internal trade is a trade which takes place between different regions within the same country, whereas international trade, it means exchange of goods and services of one country with the other countries. So, the international trade is more complex than the domestic trade. Factors that are influenced in trade, which is very much important: the economy of the country, the government policies, markets, laws, judicial systems, currencies, languages. All these factors influences trade. So I hope students you have understood what do you mean by ITO. I have kept this so that you can understand the factors that influence the trade. Just go through the factors that influence the trade. Now students, the political relations between the two countries also influence the trade between them. Sometimes the obstacles in the way of trading affects the mutual relationship adversely. To avoid this, international economic and trade organizations have come up to smoothen and justify the process of trade between countries of different economic standing. Some international economic organizations were formed. These organizations work towards the facilitation and the growth of international trade. Now, what does that means? The political relations between the two countries also influence the trade between them. As we have seen, the complexity arises due to several factors using the nations. Few of them we have learned, that is the economy of the country, government policies, market, law, judicial system, currency. Among them, one of them or one of the factors which is very important is the political relation. If the political relation among the nations are not good or not healthy, then it will affect the trade between two countries, or you can say between two nations. In order to avoid this mutual relationship adversely, the need of the International Economic and Trade Organization arose. So, some international economic and trade organizations like WTO, SAARC, etc., these were formed to smoothen and justify the process of trade between the country of different economic standing. So, if two countries have good relationship, then the trade is being influenced. But if there is no healthy relationship between two countries, they will create a problem in trade. So, to avoid this thing, different organizations have come up to solve the problems which occur in economic trade and to run the international trade smoothly and justified. Now, students, let us learn about some of the economic organization. As I said, new organizations have come up. Now, what are those new organizations? What are their aims? What are their functions? We'll just learn. Next slide. So, we will come to know the name of the International Trade Organization, number of member states and the logos, the headquarter of that country. So, students, you have all these things in your textbook, page number 71. You need to please go through it and learn it, because it is very much important to understand this International Trade Organization and their works. So, the first International Trade Organization is World Trade Organization. The abbreviation is WTO. You can see the logo of it, and the number of member states is 164. The headquarter located is Geneva in Switzerland. The aims and functions. So I'll just say the aims and functions. What does WTO works at? To provide platform for negotiations in international trade, to handle the difference related to trade, monitor the trade policies of member states, providing technological assistance and training to developing countries. So this is the work of the WTO. Now the next organization is the European Union, that is EU. Number of member states 28. You can see the logo of it. The headquarters is in Brussels, Belgium, and the aims are established an integrated market among member nations in Europe, free flow of goods, services and capital in Europe. Custom duties have been cancelled on an exchange of goods within members. Common euro currencies established. The third organization is Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, OPEC. Number of member states is 13. The headquarters is in Geneva, Austria, controlling the international trade of crude oil, controlling the rate of crude oil production among member states, maintaining consents in oil export. So this is the aim of this organization. So we'll see the next organization, that is South Asia Association for Regional Cooperation, that is your SAARC, okay, commonly known as SAARC. Number of member states is 8. You can see the logo over there, and the headquarters is at Kathmandu, Nepal. And what is the function of this SAARC? Finding satisfactory solutions to the common problems faced by countries in South Asia, increasing social welfare, raising the living standard and increasing regional cooperation among member states to remove unrest in South Asia. Our next organization is Association of Southeast Asian Nation, that is ASEAN. The number of member states are 10. The headquarters is in Jakarta, Indonesia, and the functions are expanding social and cultural harmony along with economic growth of SE, that is Southeast Asia, promoting regional peace, promoting tax waivers for trade growth in member state. Our next organization is Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation, that is APEC. The number of states is 21 and the headquarters stated is Singapore, and the functions are free trade and economic cooperation in Asia Pacific Ocean region, promoting regional and technical cooperation among members. Our last organization, that is Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, BRICS, commonly known as BRICS, and the number of states, as you already know very well, 5, and the headquarters situated is in Shanghai, China. And what is the function of this BRICS? This organization makes fund available for growth of economy of members, enhances mutual economic cooperation, strengthening economic security. So this is what these international trade organizations work, and they give the functions to the other countries. Okay. Now students, let's move ahead. Marketing. Now let us learn what is marketing. Marketing refers to the activities of business related to buying and selling of goods and services. Importance of marketing. Why is marketing important? Modern industrial social fabric, globalization and availability of abundant choice, alternatives of the products is the structure of today's business world. In this context, the existence of marketing system for trade is very important. Through marketing, one can increase business systematically, The production can be distributed all at once on a large scale. The product can reach a large number of consumers. The selling price of the product also increases. Also, defective products can be recalled from the market. Therefore, in today's era, marketing is very vital, or it plays a vital role of trading. So, let's see the explanation. It involves finding out what the consumer wants and determining whether it is possible to produce it at a right place. Accordingly, the company manufactures the product and sells it in the market. This marketing plays a vital role in the trading system. Let's see how does it play a vital role. It is through marketing one can increase the business effectively and systematically. It can be distributed at once on a large scale. In a bulk you can just distribute. It can easily reach to the consumers in a large number. Okay? And if if they find the product is having a defective thing, they can easily exchange or recall from the market. They can understand from the market that the product is not working out. Therefore, in today's era, marketing is very vital and it plays a very vital role, a very important role in trading. Advertisement. Advertisement makes the customers feel the needs to buy the goods that are on the rise. Reaching maximum customers, attracting consumers to the products, and making consumers buy the products are the objectives. So, like marketing, advertising also plays an important role. Advertising, as I said you, that it is the most commonly used channel of communication. It is because of advertisement that the consumers are posted about the product which are available in the market. Now, some of the consumers are aware of this product due to the advertisement. Now, they can select the product which are the best ones or best suited for them according to their needs. Due to the advertisement, now they can make a rational decision and choose from the varieties of product which are available in the market. E-marketing. In recent times, information technology and media have affected the marketing system deeply. Because of the revolution in the field of information technology, the whole world has become a big market. Through internet, we can get information about the production taking place in various countries. This makes numerous options available to the consumers. It is due to internet that consumers can use facilities like online trading, that is e-marketing, etc. Okay, students, so let's understand what is this term is. Media, it is the mean of communication like the radio, TV, newspapers, magazines and internet that can reach or influence the people widely in the world of information technology. The marketers prefer to employ modern marketing to attract more consumers or customers rather than using the traditional form because of the rapid growth in the technology and modern digital marketing. It has made more opportunity for the marketers to attract the consumers or the customers and to improve the company's sale and profit. But if a product is advised using incorrect information or making an exaggerated statement to cheat the consumer, then the advertisers tend to lose the trust of the consumer. While advertising, it is necessary to follow rules and regulations also. That is why the Consumer Production Act has been enacted, so the consumer recognizes his own needs and buy goods at reasonable rate. Okay students, I hope you understood till this much, and I have finished up my chapter explaining, and I hope that you have understood the chapter very well. So thank you students.